So we got Paddy Pimblett and Ilia Topuria going at it. Again, the beef has been reignited. I don't know why, because Ilia's like levels and levels ahead of Paddy. And we also have Paddy saying that he's going to be in Miami for UFC 314. I wonder who it's against. I've got a few ideas. But let's go over this first. So, Paddy Pimblett says Ilia is a midget. People don't understand how much bigger I am than Ilia. If he wants to move up to lightweight, I'm here waiting. I'll be there to welcome him. Alright, Paddy. Ilia may be a midget, but he's fucking good. You know, it's not all about. It's not. Listen. It's not. It's not all about size. All right. In the right, Jazz. She says, "Yeah, exactly." It's not. It's not all about size. It's about, you know, what you can do. Okay. And we're gonna listen to what Paddy the Baddy has to say, and we're gonna respond to it. Let's hear what he has to say.
Okay, Ilia's a midget, you know what I mean? People don't understand how much bigger I am than Ilia. Like, I'm so much bigger than him. People don't realise. I'd love to do a stare down with him. Just.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Holloway is bigger than Ilia. I'm pretty sure Volk was bigger than Ilia. Ilia's not that big. Like, just because you're big, Paddy, doesn't mean that you're going to beat him. Like, there's also skill involved. Like, I'm probably bigger than Ilia Topuria. He'd beat the fuck out of me, and I know I'm not a fighter, so it's not really a fair comparison, but still, Ilia's a fucking midget. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if he's a midget. He's fucking unbelievably good. And I'd pick him to beat Islam. That's how good he is. So will I pick him to beat you? Absolutely I would. And they had a little bit of beef. I can't remember what pay-per-view it was, but they had a bit of beef and Paddy like chucked some sanitizer at Ilia's head. And it's crazy to think that people were talking about that fight happening. Like, people were calling for Paddy versus Topuria. It's crazy how things change in this sport. It changes so quick. Anyway, let's carry on.
So everyone could see how much bigger I actually am than him. Don't get me wrong, he's very good. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna, just because I don't like him doesn't mean I'm gonna sit here and lie. He's a very good fighter. He is.
Well, that's good. At least he admits that.
Um, but I also think he got fast tracked to the belt because Volk had cleared the featherweight division out already. I think he got fast tracked to the belt. He'd only beat Bryce Mitchell and Josh Emmett and got a title shot.
This whole argument about being fast tracked to the title, I don't really understand it. Unless he got fast tracked and then got beat the fuck out of by Volk, then yeah, fair enough. Why is he getting a title shot for that? And it's like, okay, fair point. But then he goes in and destroys the dude. So I guess it doesn't really matter if you get fast tracked as long as you fucking win to an extent. Like, I don't know why he's using that as like a dig, because yeah, he may have got fast tracked. You could make the argument for that, but also he knocked Volk out in 2 rounds, you know, and then he knocks out Max in 3. So it doesn't really matter because he's knocking these guys out with ease.
He's talking about coming up to lightweight when he's only had 1 title defense. Like, I think you need to defend the belt at least 3 times if you want to fight for the belt in the division above. But
I kind of agree with that. I do agree with that. But at the same time, I mean, look at his contenders. You've got Lopez, Evloev. Outside of those two, not an awful lot. And I think he beats Lopez pretty easily. And I think he beats Evloev. Maybe less easily, but still relatively easy. And I know it doesn't mean that we shouldn't see them, because I think it's going to be they'll be easy fights. But at the same time, what fight would you be interested more in seeing? Like Ilia versus Islam or Ilia versus Evloev? You know? Although I do get what he's saying. Like, people just keep moving up. They win a belt, they defend it once, they move up, go for champ, and it kind of loses its meaning to an extent. You know, you can't just win a belt and then move up and fight for the next belt. You need to. I do agree, kind of, but at the same time, Ilia versus Islam is like it is the 2 best fighters on the planet right now, going at it. Why wouldn't you want to see that? But yeah, anyway.
if he wants to come to lightweight, I'm here waiting. You know what I mean? I'll be there to welcome him. I don't think anyone else in the division has got more of a claim to welcome him to the division than I have. You know what I mean? He tried to steal it on me. So I'd love to have a fair fight with him and kick him all over the gaff.
Right, this is where we disagree, Paddy, because oh, you want to welcome him to lightweight. I appreciate the call out. All right, big respect for you for calling him out and having the balls to do so. But you're gonna kick him all over the gaff? No, you're not. You couldn't kick Jared Gordon all over the gaff, all right? You couldn't even barely kick Tony Ferguson all over the gaff. You know? Yeah, you submitted Bobby Green. Great win. I'm not saying that Paddy's shit. All right, he's saying I'm going to kick him all over the fucking gaff. Nah. If Paddy beats Ilia, I would love to see the odds on Paddy versus Ilia. I would love to see how much of an underdog Paddy would be. And if Paddy did do that, I'd say it'd be one of the biggest upsets in MMA history, at least recently. If Paddy Pimblett kicked Ilia Topuria all over the gaff and beat him, you know? I don't think that'd happen, though. But I also don't think that Ilia Topuria moving up to lightweight, I don't think he should be fighting outside the top 10, top 5. Paddy's not in the top 10. I think he's ranked number 12. Is he number 12 at the moment, I think? Someone can correct me, but I don't think he's going to go for number 12 ranked. You know, if anything, he's going to go for top 5, maybe like at very least 6 or 7, maybe not 12, not 12. But in fact, I take it back. Just top 5. I don't think he's going to go for number 12 ranked, Paddy. No offense, bro. I don't think you've got more of a right to welcome him just because you have had beef in the past. Maybe if you were in the top 5, yeah, sure, but nah, I don't think so. Interesting though. I do rate Paddy for calling him out. It's very brave, and I appreciate the confidence. However, I don't think that fight goes the way you think it does, bro. No way. And now we have Topuria going off on Paddy Pimblett. So these were uploaded on the same day. Ilia's not happy about Paddy, and we'll see what he has to say.
It's crazy how far you come. I remember even like you were like beefing with like Paddy the Baddy. You guys used to have back beef, and now it's crazy. I'm not trying to shit on him, but it's crazy how much of a gap there is now between stardom.
His hype was like momentáneo. In the moment, he has a lot of hype, this and that, but the quality of the fighter he is, man, come on, please. Don't.
Come on, man. He's like, don't even mention me and Paddy in the same breath. And he's right. All right, look at Paddy's fights. Look at his opponents and wins. Look at Ilia Tupuria's back. His back-to-back wins against Vulcan Max. Probably the best back-to-back wins ever. And then you got Paddy, like Jordan Levitt, Jared Gordon, Bobby Green. I like Bobby Green, Tony Ferguson. Oh, it's not like he's dominating these guys either. Like they're pretty back. I mean, he dominated Bobby Green because he got a nasty submission, but it's not like he's going out there and like destroying everyone like Ilia is. I mean, Ilia's doing it at a much higher level, and he is right. I don't know who this guy is. I'm probably gonna. Is he one of the Nelk boys? I don't fucking know. But he's saying it's crazy to see where they were compared to now. Like in comparison, like Ilia's up here. Paddy's like he's working his way up, but he's not. He's nowhere near the level of Ilia. It's crazy.
Don't even compare me to that, boom, because we are on different levels, and everyone can see that.
He was on stardom trajectory as well.
He was very disrespectful to me, to my country, to all my people, and he just behaved like a fucking idiot, you know? He started to talk about the war we had against Russia, and that he said something. Now I understand why the Russians put the bombs in Georgia, and many kids died in that war. Many people died in that war.
I've not heard Paddy say that, so I can't really verify. But I don't know why he'd make it up. But if Paddy did say that, wrong person to. I mean, it's a bit of a shit thing to say. To be fair, I can see why Ilia doesn't like the guy. All right, but he says something else here in response to that, which I think is pretty fucking cold.
when you start to joke about that kind of things, just make sure that we don't find each other anywhere, because I'm gonna take your fucking head off. He wants to build his hype laughing on people, and that's not the way I'm looking to build a hype. Bro, I'm never looking for a problem, but if the problem comes to me, I say no fucking problem.
Yeah, I feel that.
Let's make sure we don't find each other, because I'm going to take your fucking head off. Oh. If there's anyone you don't want to say... If there's any one person you don't want... How the fuck am I supposed to... How am I trying to word this? Or if there's anybody you don't want... if there's anybody that you don't want to saying that to you, it's fucking Ilia Topuria. You don't want to be threatened by this man saying that he's going to take your fucking head off. That's the one guy you don't want to say that to you. But, I mean, if that fight ever does happen, I don't think it'll ever happen. I really don't. But if it does ever happen, the build-up would be unbelievable. And it'd be a really, really fun watch. And I think Ilia would just smoke the dude. Unless Paddy shows in his next fight, which we'll come on to in a sec, that he is going up and up and up and improving. I think it's an easy win for Ilia. Too easy. Size advantage or not, in my opinion, when the levels are this far, when the levels, like Paddy's here, Ilia's way up here, when there's that big of a distance between the level of fighter, I don't think size really matters to an extent. I mean, look at Demetrius Johnson doing that jiu-jitsu gi tournament. He submitted a guy that's 260 pounds, bro. He submitted a fucking giant. It doesn't matter. If you're more skilled all round, yeah, size will play a little bit, but it's not the only factor that matters. Now we're going to this, Paddy Pimblett's fight. He says he's going to can't wait to put on a show for a crowd again soon, with the palm trees, hinting at Miami, UFC 314. I've seen a few fights going around. Confirmed, Paddy versus Chandler. Confirmed, Paddy versus Poirier. Confirmed, Paddy versus Gamrot. How many fights is being confirmed for this man, supposedly? Like, I'm sick of seeing, like, it's like Ruben Carter mainly. Oh, confirmed, Paddy versus this guy. Oh, no, actually, now it's confirmed he's fighting this guy. Let's just go over all the fights individually. Paddy versus Poirier. Great fight. Great fight. I think Paddy's got a good chance. Not on the feet. I think he'd need to definitely take it to the ground. Definitely need to take it to the ground. Poirier's boxing's too good. Paddy's chin is in the air. I think he'd need to take it to the ground and submit him if he was to do anything. But we've not really seen Paddy do an awful lot of, like, dominant wrestling. You know, like, he's good at jiu-jitsu. And when Bobby Green tried to shoot a takedown, he got straight into that fucking triangle / armbar and put him to sleep, but not really been that dominant, has he? Especially against people like Jordan Levitt, Jared Gordon, you know. And then you look at a Poirier. It's a big jump. Chandler fight. Again, I think Chandler would get... I mean, I can see a world where Paddy would be able to submit him, but I think Chandler's that... But then again, Chandler's clumsy, bro. Chandler just kind of rushes in and tries to knock people out. And Paddy's chin is up in the air a lot, so it's there to be landed on. But at the same time, it's like... He, like, throws punches and falls over. You know? He swings and falls. He swings and then he spins around. I think someone like Paddy would be able to capitalize on making Chandler miss. And then as he's spinning around like a goof, jumping on his back, getting a choke in maybe. Again, I think he needs to win that one on the ground in the jiu-jitsu. He's not outstriking Chandler, no way. And with the Gamrot one, that one's interesting. That one's very, very interesting because Gamrot's... I mean, they're all good, apart from Chandler. Fuck Chandler, but... it's tough, though. It's tough. But, yeah, he's coming back for UFC 314. No opponent announced yet. Apparently, now it's Gamrot. I don't fucking know. I just want to see UFC announce something. Something for this man. Who should it be? I think it should be Chandler, because Chandler needs to fight down in the rankings. Let's not give him Arman Sarukian. That fight better not fucking happen. If it does happen, I'm going to be a very angry boy, all right? Let's not make that fight, Dana. He doesn't deserve another number one contenders match. He's lost 4 out of 6. Give him a contender like Paddy. That should be the fight next. If not, Gamrot, I think he's ranked number 8 or something. So if Paddy beats Gamrot, moves up in the rankings, happy days. He's at number 8. He's in the top 10. All the more position to kind of try and get that Chandler fight, you know, getting that top 5 spot, or wherever Chandler is now. I don't even know where Chandler is. I think he's in the top 5 still, but yeah, interesting stuff. So Paddy thinks that he'll kick Ilia all over the gaff because he's bigger than him. Ilia says he's going to take his fucking head off. I believe that. And Paddy is confirmed. Well, he's kind of teasing it, but come on. That's Miami, isn't it? That's the Miami card. Who's he fighting? I'm thinking the one that makes most sense. I don't think Chandler would even accept a Paddy fight, to be honest with you. And Poirier's already confirmed that it's not happening. He said legends only. So I'm thinking it's probably more likely going to be Gamrot for this card, which is an interesting fight. I don't know who I'd pick though. I need to really fucking watch the recent fights, get it fresh in my brain before I make a prediction. But yeah, I don't know what you guys think about this beef here. Who wins, Paddy or Ilia? Like and subscribe. Links down below. Till next time. I'll see you in a bit.